Well, welcome back everybody to Hot Rod Guy Garage, and today we're back at the shop, and we're going to finish up this fender apron on this 91 Mustang GT. So I'll flip the camera around, kind of show you what I've done, what we're going to do today. And alright guys, as you can see, I've got the fender apron in, 99% paint stripped off of it, got my welds dressed up, and I did go ahead and fix the shock tower, or strut tower, whichever one you want to call it. So I went in here this morning with a red Scotch-Brite pad. I scuffed all this off where I treated the metal. Now I'm going to mix up a little filler, and we're going to skim coat our welds there. And we're going to knock this stuff down, and we'll get this car all sanded down under the hood. These wires moved out of the way, and we'll see if we can get this thing painted under the hood today. Alright guys, I got my filler kind of mixed up here. Not all the way yet, but wanted to bring you along for that ride. And instead of stirring this stuff up like this, I generally just kind of mash it together and spread it out, and then I'll gather it all up at the end. That helps you avoid getting air bubbles inside your body field. So and on this, I'm just going to do a light skim coat. We're not doing no body work here. We're just kind of blending everything together. So I'm going to get busy spreading filler, and I'll be back here in just a few. And alright guys, I got our initial coat in there. I'll come in here with some 80 grit, knock this down, and finish up with a little 400. And it'll be good enough to spray a little satin black on. So I'm going to let that cure out for a little while, and I'll come back when we start scuffing it down. And guys, we're back. As you can see, I've done work this area right here, and I've started scuffing on that. And normally I would use a block, but since there's so many curves and divots and stuff, we're not doing show car stuff here. We're just trying to make it nice. So there's going to be a lot of this going on. And alright guys, it's already blistery hot. It's like 9:30 in the morning. So I'm going to get back to sanding, and I'll be back here in just a few minutes. And alright guys, it's about 30 minutes later, and I come in here and skimmed a couple little pinholes and stuff, and I'm going to scuff this back down, and we should be ready for some primer. So I'm going to let this cure another 10 minutes or so. Now I'll come in here and just hand knock this stuff down, and we'll be ready to prime this apron right here. So basically guys, it's all roughed in. I'm going to blow a little primer on it. It'll let me know if I need to fix any other little small spots. But basically, that's the apron repaired and the strut tower. Which, I didn't show y'all how I repaired the strut tower, but I literally just bent a sheet metal cap, treated everything behind it, and put a cap over the big dent. It'll work for now, and it'll look a ton better. So I got all this cleaned up. It's all wiped down with some 91% isopropyl alcohol. So at this point, I'm going to start taping the apron portion up, because that's going to be all I'm going to primer for now. Then after that primer dries, I'm going to push this car back out, and we're going to sand all this stuff under here, including the core support, the lower core support, and all that stuff. And we're going to try to get this car painted under the hood. If not today, first thing in the morning. Then I can start putting all the turbo stuff back on it, the other intake manifold, other throttle body, other engine management system, and all the upgrades that we're going to do later to this car. So I'm just going to bring y'all along for the ride on this one. So let me get back busy, and I'll be back here in a minute. And it should be just like yep, it's summer in Tennessee. I have no fans running and all that good stuff. So I'm going to flip the camera around. It's been a little while. Got our primer spray on our apron. Got the car untaped pretty much. And, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So basically, guys, it's kind of roughed in. I'm going to let this primer dry. I'm going to sand this down. We're in a little seam sealer along our bottom edge down there where our panel was put in. And we should be pretty good to go. Once this is all painted under the hood, you won't even notice some of the minor flaws in it. It wasn't never meant to be perfect, because we still got a hole cut in it for a tube to come through for our turbo stuff for this car. So I'm going to let that cure on out. I'm going to give it a little scuff down and smear a little seam sealer, and we'll be in business. Alright guys, it's time to give this thing a wipe down and a blowout. Get this Grand National out of here. Get this car taped up again. And spray some black paint. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you where I'm at. So basically, guys, I come in here and I sanded everything I could. Scuffed the rest of it with Scotch-Brite pad. I preemptively wiped it down once with thinner. All the way around. I blew out all the nooks and crannies. So at this point, I'm going to tape the motor up. I'm going to tape the car up. I'm going to push this thing outside and shut the doors over there and the one behind this car. Turn all the fans off. I'm going to blow a little black paint in here. So I got to get back busy. So basically, guys, it's sprayed under the hood. I'm fixing to untape it. Everything's put back inside. Everything was pushed outside. Everything's back inside. Glad I got this fan back on, because it's cooling down quite a bit in here now. And it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it for what we've done with it. This is totally not a restoration. This was more fixing some sins of its past. The main focus on this car was getting it back running right. This was something I wanted to personally do. To fix some things that, as the car changed over the years, I personally didn't like. And luckily, they want to fix this car right. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to make it look back like it used to. So I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to show y'all a little bit better than I did before. And we'll go from there. And basically, guys, while it's not 100% flawless, it wasn't meant to be. So either way, our apron looks pretty good. Our shop tire looks pretty good. Our tape lines look pretty good. And yes, I did paint it all the way up to the edge. It was painted like that before, and this car has a very cheap paint job on it. But I went ahead and pulled it to the headlights and across the front right here. Just kind of clean things up. And even our bottom of our core support, our aprons, all that stuff's painted. Got our intercooler untaped. So tomorrow I get to start putting this thing back together. I'm going to let this paint cure out the rest of the day. This is a single stage semi-gloss enamel. It is not dulled all the way out yet. It will lose a little bit more gloss, not a whole lot, but some. I like to use it just because it gives a deep black color. I'm going to clean these valve cover stuff up. I'm going to clean the motor up and all that stuff starting tomorrow. So I'm going to flip the camera back around. And so basically, guys, that's all for the video on the Mustang today. I've got to let that thing dry overnight, at least 24 hours. And tomorrow, I'm going to start trying to get the hot side and the intake changed, some valve covers cleaned up, and, you know, all the fun cleanup work. So, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button on this video. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. We're super close to 1,000, and it would be awesome if we made it. So, until the next one, guys, we'll see you then.